Hi everybody, you are welcome to the part 2 of this stock analysis tutorial. In the part 1 we did data loading and data pre-processing. You can watch that video for you to learn how to go about the data pre-processing. So we are starting the dashboard as part 1, and this is going to be report 1, as you can see. Then after that we move to part 3. We move to part 3, which is going to be the report 2. Then after that we move to part 4, which is going to be the report 3. So you're going to learn a lot from this. Please, you can check the first video, which is part 1, data pre-processing. I'm going to name it part 1, data pre-processing stock analysis. So you will check it and you will see the data pre-processing, how to go about it. So I have my Power BI also ready. You can see we transform our data and we load and close after we have already append and do some merging. Then we transform and close. So we have it. I've already named it as stock training. So we go to the relationship already. I've told you what to do in the relationship aspect. As you can see, we have a relationship between sales and inventory. They also have relationship between item and also sales, relationship between item and purchase. We also have relationship between item and also between item and as well as sales. Then we also have relationship between, we are trying to create a relationship between sales and purchase. So we have a relationship between sales and purchase. If I click on it, you see the relationship there. So let me scroll for us to see what is the relationship that we have between sales and I think we are using both their ID. So we have it already, so just move over it, you will see. So you will have quantity received and we also use quantity received. So when we need the relationship between item and this, we do the relationship for them to have a relationship together, because already we have item ID and also here we have the item ID, so we can easily connect the item ID together to do that. So the next thing we are going to do now is we go back to our report view. Then we are going to enter data. Then from there we are going to create a table for our mayor. So we are going to have just mayor. So that's what we are going to do. Then we are going to load. So already we've done that and we allow it to load. Then we start creating our mayor. We have our mayor already. So we come down here, then we go to just new. The 3 dots, then we click new mayor. Then from there we are going to create our first mayor, which is going to be the total purchase. So sum of purchase. So that's going to be our mayor. So we name it as purchase. Then we have equal to sum. Then we're having a sum of purchase. Let's go to our purchase. After ID, we have our purchase. Then we go to the purchase amount. Enter. Then we close it. Then we click enter. So we have our purchase already. Then we are going to put it in a currency format. Then we are going to use decimal to be 0. So, or we can just make the decimal to be 1. No, let's make it to 1 decimal. 1 decimal places. So we, not 3. Yeah, 1 decimal places. So we have, let's wait for it to load. Then we have our purchase here already. Then the next thing I want us to do is we remove this column 1. We don't need it. Yes, delete column 1. Yes, delete. So we actually don't need it. It's already removed. So we have our mayor at the top. Then we come down here and click new mayor. So we click in new mayor. Then we are going to name it sales revenue. So we are going to name this sales revenue. Then this is going to give us the sum of sales. We are going to sum all the six amounts. So let's go to the sales table and look for the six amounts. So this is the six amount here. So we click enter. So we already have that already. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to create purchase efficiency. We want to see how the purchase went because this is part of what they would like to see among the KPIs. So we click new measure as well, and we are going to name it purchase efficiency. Purchase efficiency give us. Then we are going to, one thing we are going to do is we are going to divide. Look at it, we have numerator and denominator, and we have alternative result. Anytime you are creating a measure, just look at the top. It will give you exactly what you need to do. So we want to create the quantities received. What we receive, that is our numerator. So we are having our purchase sum. So divide the sum of purchase. Sum of purchase, quantity received. Let's go to quantity received. Let's go to quantity received, our purchase order. This is quantity received, what we receive. Then we are going to divide it by what we actually order. So that is what is going to give us our purchase efficiency. So we are going to also sum the sum of quantity order. So let's go to our purchase as well. Again, from the purchase, we want to see the quantity order stock. So let's go to the quantity ordered. This is quantity purchase, quantity ordered. So we have it, then we close it. Then we have a 0 in case anything, just give us return is 0. We have entered. So the next thing is we want to see the average sales. We would like to see the average sales that we have, and we come back here again. We create a new mail again. So let's wait for our new mail to open. Then we have average 6 order rate, average 6 value. So we have our average 6 value equal to, so we're still going to divide. So we are going to divide the 6 amount. So we have in our numerator is going to be the sales revenue. Yes, we can use the sales revenue, but we're going to divide the sum. So let's go to, let me use the normal something. So we're going to use the sum of sales amount, which is the sales revenue that we have. So let's move down a bit. Let's move down. We move down to our sales amount. So we have the sum of the sales amount. Then we are going to divide it by the sales order invoice type. So this will give us the sum. We are going to have the sum of the invoice type. So let's go to the sales. How we are going to count? Sorry, not. We want to count the distinct. We want to count distinct of the invoice type. So we don't want to have a double. So we want distinct the invoice type. So let's go to purchase. Sales. In our sales, we are going to see the invoice type there. So we want to see, we want to calculate the exact amount of what we sold, of what the company sold. So we are going to come on, then we have 0, then we close it. So we have this, and this is going to be in currency. Let's make this currency as well. Before we move to the last one, I want us to put the sales revenue in currency as well. So what's happening with the sales revenue? Sum of sales. So calculate the sum. Let's go to the sales. no purchase, that is purchase sales amount. So we want to see what we have in. So we have the sales, click enter, then we wait. So we can just, we are using just one decimal places. So and we are going to include currency into it. So let's come down here and let's also include currency. Then we are going to have, for this, we are going to have another measure. So we create new measure, and this new measure we want to see open sales. We want to see the sales that are open, that were not sold already. I mean the company have not sold. So we are going to have just open sales, and it's going to give us the sum. So what will happen here? So open sales. So it gives us the sum of open sales. Let's go to our sales. We go to our sales. We are going to see an open sales there. So we pick it. So we have quantity sales ID, sales order, open sales. So we click enter. Then we have sales bills. That is what we're having. Quantity bill. No. That is not what we need. We need open sales. So let's go back to sales. We need the open sales. This is the open sales. Yeah, we have open sales. Then we'll click enter. Then we're going to put currency as well because it's about sales. So we have 11 million open sales. So we are done with the first part of the KPIs because we are going to create a lot of KPI. Then the next thing we are going to do is we pick a card. We pick a card here, then we draw it down. So let's draw the card down and we have it here a bit reduced. Then this can be good. Then we go to our purchase first. We are picking the purchase. So then we go to format. 3 dots, you have to click the 3 dots there, it takes you to format. Then we don't need the color tab value. Then we open our title. Then we put it as purchase. Then we centered it. Then we go to, let's move to the colored value. The colored value, we are going to reduce it to like 35. Let's see what we have there, 3.2 billion. Then we are going to change the color to this. Then we should be able to, okay, purchase, that is good. Then we go to size and style. We don't want the background, but we are putting a visual border, so we already have what we needed there. So this is exactly what we need. We don't have much to do here. Then we place this one here. Then we copy, we paste 3 times to 4 times, it depends on. So if this is more than what we need, we remove. If this is not up to what we need, we copy and paste already. So we have this as 1. So we have this as 3. Then we copy. Then we paste 2 times. So we have 1 to be here. Then we have the other one to be here. So let's move this a bit closer. Let's move this a bit closer as well. Let's move this a bit closer. So we come down here. Then we are going to remove the purchase. Then we are going to have dot sales, and we're going to name it our sales. So sales revenue, so name it as sales revenue. Then we move to this, and we're going to have as the purchase efficiency. So we remove this, then we are going to put purchase efficiency. Then we go to back and turn it to percentage. And we are going to make it 1. So we remove them. Purchase efficiency is 78.9%. So we come down there. Okay, we come down and rename it as purchase efficiency. Then we'll come to the third one, and then we are going to name this as our average sales. So we'll remove it, then we'll put the average sales there. The average sales should be, and this average sales we don't really want, and we don't want it in percentage, so we give it 0. We give it 0, then let's see what we have there. Good. Then we go to, then we have our average sales. Average sales order value. Average sales order value. So that is what we actually need there. Then we expand it a bit, so that's good. Then we come back to the last but not the least. Then we remove it. Then we have our open sales. So we have 11 million. So we already have the first part of our KPIs. Then we click save. Then the next thing we are going to do, they would like to see 6 versus purchase trend over month and year. So we are going to pick this line, and we are going to just expand it a bit, bring it closer here. Then we'll go to our date. So we are going to use our date, and the date we are going to use the date from the sales, and this is going to be the purchase date. So we come down to our sales, we go to our transaction date, and we are going to use, click on year, click on month, and then go to our not open sales, go to our purchase, bring it to the y-axis, then take our sales revenue, then bring it to the x-axis. So you can see this is what we have, and this is actually what we wanted to do. Then the next thing is we go to our format, come to these 3 dots here, then make it the format. Then first of all, we don't need the background, we can actually remove that. Then we can put our shadow, so without any delay. Then we are going to name it as 6 purchase and purchase trend revenue trend. So that is the name we are going to have. Then we put it at centered. Then we move down to our x-axis. We don't need a value for the x-axis, so we have to expand this a bit. So we don't need the value. We don't need, when you scroll this down, you can see we have year. So the year is the title for the x-axis, and we don't need the title for the x-axis, so we remove the title for the x-axis. So let's go to the x-axis here. Then we have the value, then we have the title. Let me see, this is the x-axis, this is the value, the title is already gone, so let me see. So the title is the year, So we have to remove x-axis, remove the title. So then we come down to the y-axis. We don't need anything about the y-axis, but the title and the value we don't need. Then we'll come down here. Here is the secondary axis. So we go to the secondary axis. Then we remove the value from the secondary axis. So that is actually good. So we expand it a bit. Then the next thing we are going to do is we go to our legend. We don't need the title from the legend, so we remove the title. So you can see what we actually have. Then we go to our marker. Let's go to marker and let's switch it on. So that is what we just have to do there. So you can see what we have. Let's click out of it. Then you can see what we have. In October 2022, we have a purchase of 2,996,995,281.1. So then the next thing we want to do, not that alone, we want to see something and we are going to include that. What is that we want to include? We want to see the stock availability, then we want to see fulfillment rate. So we are going to create that for that, but that would be another part of it. So we pick another line chart, and this is going to be item rate trend. So we have this, then we leave it here. Then the next thing we are going to pick is we are going to pick the item. So let's go to the item table. From the item table, we pick the item category. Already we have the item category. Then what next? After picking the item category, we want to pick the sales and the purchase. So we pick our purchase as well. Then we pick our sales as well. So this is what we really want to do. Then we go to format and we begin to format them. So we remove the background. Then we are putting our border. Then we go to, let's go to, what is this? This is the x-axis, so we don't need the title, which is the title is the category. So we have to remove the title. Then we expand this a bit because we want this inverter accessory to show. Let me see if we have this way. So this have to be somehow big or somehow long either. Then if this is as long as this, let me see. Okay, inverter, then we have to make this long as well. So they have to be of the same. And this is going to be a bit closer here. And this will also be a bit closer to this part. Then let me see if I can reduce this, no, so that the name can be seen. So we have this already as here. So we come down to this. So we do the formatting part of it. Already we've put the background, remove the background, we've already put our visual border. Then y-axis this time around, we actually don't need anything about the y-axis. Then we go to the secondary axis. This is the secondary axis, so we're going to remove the value. So we go to the legend and we're going to remove the title of the legend. So we just add purchase and revenue. Then the next thing is we go to the data label. We put on the data label. So we have one as million, we have one as billion. The one that is billion, I think that should be the sales. So we go back to, this is our data label. So let's go to let's open it and let's go to the value aspect of it. Before the value aspect of it, come to apply settings to all. Then we want sales revenue, and let's go to value. From the value aspect, we don't want auto, we want millions. Let's see. Okay, so that is revenue, that is billion. So we go back to apply settings, then we go to purchase, then let's come down to value aspect of it. From the value aspect of it, display units, we want million as well. So we have everything perfectly done. Then we go to our marker. Let's scroll up, we move up, then we are going to also, the marker is open, then we put marker. Don't forget that they have to be here 2.something billion for you to actually see what is actually there. Then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put shade area. So that is what we got to do there. Then we're still coming back to create some mayor, but let's leave it this way first before we started creating another mayor to include on this. So you can see we have storage, we have purchase rate of 34,904,482. Then we have sales revenue as 4,278,911.6. So we'll come back to that later. So there's so much to do here. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to pick our donor chart, and we bring the donor chart here. So this is going to be the stock wise, which is the inventory. So we are going to have the inventory, and let's go on a normal thing. We should create mayor for the inventory, but we are going to use everything the same way. So what should we do? We go to our inventory. We can close this, and let's go to the inventory. This is our inventory. Then we open the inventory. First of all, what do we need there? We only need 4. We need the quantity. Let me throw this out so that we can see what is there. We need a quantity on order. We need quantity on hand. We need back quantity, back order. Then we need quantity available. These are the 4 things that we need. So we can just draw this back a bit, and we have it down there. Then what are we going to do here? We don't need everything listed here, so we remove the background first. We put our visual border second. Then the legend, we are closing everything about the legend. We don't need it. So since we don't, this is the visual border, this is our title. We'll come back to the title to do that already. Then the title, let's just do the title now. We have a lot in there, so we just remove everything. We just put inventory wise. Inventory. So we have inventory wise. That is what we have. Then we centered it. Then the next thing we do is we go to the, let's go to the slicer. This is the slicer. Let me see. Label contents percentage. So the slicer, data label. So let's go to the data label. Already what we have is I think we have data value percentage. But because we've already removed the legend, so we are going to use all detail label. So all detail label will give us everything, the name, the value, the percentage. So that is what it is. Then we go back to, let me go to the slicer and let me see. So we don't have anything much to do there. So we go back to value. because we want the value not to be in auto, we want them to be in million. So we have the values in million now, so everything is perfectly in order. Then the next thing is we don't want to see the sum of quantity order, we just want to see quantity order, quantity on hand, quantity back order, quantity available. That's all we want to see. So we come down here, then we rename this visual, then we just put it back to be this way. So we have it, then we click enter. So that will give us, you can see we have quantity on hand. Then we'll come down to here as well. Then we also rename. Then we remove the sum of quantity. Then we have this. Then we rename as well. From being a sum, then to just the name alone, because we want something unique and not too big. Then we come down to here, then we rename as well. Then we have this, then we remove this, then we click enter. So we have this already done. Then the next thing we are going to do is we want to see so we are still going to use the line chart. So we pick the line chart. So they want to see, not we, that is what they want to see. Remember I told you this is a real life project. So and they want to see, and the next thing they want to see is they want to see year over year and year over year, year to date purchase and sales. So that is the first thing they want to see, year over year, year to date, all those things. And we are going to begin to create them one after the other. So the first thing we are going to create year to date sales. So let's go to, in this time around, we are not going to use new mail, we are going to use quick mail. So let's go to quick mail. From the quick mail, let's come down to time intelligence. So we need year to date total. So we click on year to date total, our value. So we'll put the purchase as our value, then the date. Let's go to the purchase. Then let's take the transaction date, we'll put it there. Then we click enter. So we are going to see our year to date. Let it opened. Let it opened. So already we have our year to purchase year to date. So that is good. So the next thing we are going to do is we remove this. Then we go to our sales amount, sales revenue, put it here, remove the date, and let's go to our transaction date, which is the sales transaction date, which is this. So we pick sales transaction date, then we have it our. So let's click enter. So we're still waiting, and let's see. So we have our year to date sales. So from there we go back here, and let's go back to time intelligence year over year change. We want to see what really happened year over year. So this is revenue, this is date. Number of period, we just need one number of period. So let's add, and we are going to see year over year. So we have the year over year percentage, that's good. Then we come back here, we remove the sales, then we put the purchase. Where's our purchase here? Then we have our purchase, we put the purchase here. Then transaction date, we have to use the sales transaction date. So the same number of period is 1. So we click enter. So we already done with that. Then the date that we are actually going to use will be different between, but never mind. We are going to, so we close this. Then we come down here. Then I'm going to pick the date. I'm going to use the transaction, sales transaction date. I'm going to pick the year. And I'm going to pick the month. Then the next thing I'm going to pick is purchase year to date. We'll come back to our mayor. So we have purchase year to date in the y-axis. You see what we have. Then I'm going to pick sales year to date. This is sales year over year. This is 6 year to date in the axis. So you see what we're having. Then after that, then we are going to put the other ones. Or probably we can just put the other ones now. And those ones we are putting purchase is going to be in 2 tips. Then sales year over year also is going to be in the 2 tips as well. So when you over it, you see we have 22 December, 2022 December, we have purchase year to date, that amount. Sales year to date, that amount. Then we have purchase year over year. We have 100.96. Then when you come to, that is 2000 and January 2023, you can see our sales revenue year to date is minus 11.35. So that was a 4. Now we come down to our background. We remove the background. After removing the background, let's remove the background. We've done that. Let's put our visual border. So we put it on. So we want to remove this as well. So we go to the x-axis. We don't need the title. So there's y-axis as well. We don't need the title. We don't need the value. We don't need both. Then we go to the secondary axis. This is the secondary axis. Then we remove the value. Then we go to our legend. We don't need the title. So let's go to the legend and remove the title. So we have this here. Then now we have to come back to this and this. There are still some measure we need to create to include in this aspect, which we just have to do. So what should we do? Let's close this. So before we create those measure, let's create our slicer first. So we make sure everything is click out. So we have our slicer here. Then we are going to reduce it a bit. We put it there. Then we are going to have, let's go to our item category. So we go to our item category. That is where our slicer is going to be. Then we go to the 3 dots. Then go to format. So from the format aspect, we also don't want the background. We also need the visual border. Then we go to slicer settings. We are going to make it a drop down. Let's make it a drop down and let's see. So good. Then we are just going to expand this a bit. Expand this a bit. We can just check out of it. And we have this. So this is actually nice. So we can just move this a bit here. So the next thing we are going to do also is, if you find this video interesting, if you find this video useful, please subscribe. please comment, please share, please like. This will encourage us to do more of this type of tutorial. Please subscribe. And if you are new to this channel, what we do is we build visualization around data. We use Power BI, we use Microsoft Excel, and we're going to introduce Looker Studio. So next, how to build and analyze. How to analyze data and build dashboard in Looker Studio. Then we have a pending tutorial on SQL and Python, which we are going to resume as soon as possible. So we're going to copy this and we're going to paste because we need it to another place. Then we are going to have it as, let's remove item category. Then we want to go to inventory and we want to use the subsidiary. So we want to use the subsidiary, and let's see for the subsidiary. I even see A, subsidiary A, what we have in. You can see what we have. Subsidiary G, what do we have? You can see what we have. 40 million, 30 million. Let me say subsidiary G. So you can see, so everything is working perfectly. I'm going to expand this a bit. I think it needs to be that. Then the next thing I'm going to also do is I'm going to also just to know your, something is enough. So the next thing we are going to do now is we need to create some measure, and we are going to include this measure into our purchase and sales revenue trend. The first one is going to be available average sales. Already we have that. Then we can just put the average sales in our tooltip first. Let's put the average sales in our tooltip. Let's pick the average sales. Let's put it in the tooltip and let's see what is going to happen. You can see we have our purchase, we have our sales revenue, we have our average sales. You can see. So the next thing we are going to do that we don't have now is stock availability. So we want to see the stock, available stock. So we want to see how many stock do we have available in inch, probably month and year. We want to see what is sold, what is available. Then what do? We go to our measure. Let's come down to the end and we create new measure. We create new measure and let's wait for it. Then we're going to name it stock availability. Stock availability. Then we name it as stock. Stock availability. So get it is equal to, what should we do? We are going to divide the sum of quantity available by the sum of quantity ordered, quantity on hand. So that is what we are going to do. So we are going to have divide. And don't forget our inventory. Our inventory is the stock. So we are going to divide the sum of available, quantity available, inventory, quantity available. Already we have the quantity available here. So you can see, so we want to divide the quantity available by the quantity on hand. So we want to see the average sales, average stock availability. We want to see the stock availability. So we come to, we are going to divide available stock. Let's go to inventory. This is available. Then we close it. Then we are going to put a comma. Then we are going to also have the sum as well of quantity on hand. So let's go to quantity on hand and let's see. This is the quantity on hand. So we have this plus 0 in case if there is any error, so or probably a missing number. So we have that. And on the normal thing I want us to do after that, let's remove average sales from the two tips and let's bring the average 6 to the secondary axis. You see perfectly. You can see what we're having. So we're having our average sales now. Good. Then now we are going to pick our, what do we calculate? Stock availability, put it into two tips, and let's see what will happen. You can see, oh, we have to go back and turn it to, let's turn it to percentage. We turn it to percentage, and so we come back here. You can see stock availability in October. October we have stock availability of 83.40%. Then let's go to July 2022. There is no stock availability. I think everything was probably sold out. This is June, no stock availability, no stock availability, no stock availability, no stock availability. So let's come down here also, no stock availability. So we only have a stock availability in October. Oh, so in October, that's only when we have stock availability. Okay, the next thing we still want to see, we want to see sales fulfillment rate. So we want to see how much do the company sales fulfillment rate. Did they sell high? Did they sell low? This will help us to also see what is actually happening. So we are going to put, and then we are going to have our sales. And let's go to, from the numerator, we have just gone here and create a numerator. And we're going to have this as sales fulfillment rate. So we name this as sales fulfillment, and this is going to give us, we are still going to divide. So we're going to divide our sum of sales receive, quantity receive. So quantity receive that, not we, it was sold out, the quantity receive of sales. So let's go down there and let's see quantity receive of sales, quantity receive of sales. So sales quantity receive, let's go there, and we want to divide it by the sum of quantity order. So what they receive versus what they order. So we want to see sales fulfillment rate. So let's come down here and let's move down to the sales table and let's look for the sales quantity ordered. This is the quantity order, so we close it, 0 in case. Then we'll click enter. So let's wait, and this is going to be in percentage as well. So let's put it in percentage, and then we can, so sales fulfillment, and let's bring it down to the two tips, and let's see. You can see we have in October stock availability is 83.40%. Sales fulfillment rate is 82.43. Now let's go to other ones. We have sales fulfillment rate 92, sales fulfillment 93, sales fulfillment 85, sales fulfillment 91, and sales fulfillment we have 93. Then let's go down here because we can see everything actually dropped here, especially the sales revenue dropped. It drops in December, so that is why we're having 106 million 200 something thousand, and we have sales fulfillment rate 91. So that's still good. So that is still good. So we have that already done. Then we come back here. Please, if you find this video useful and you find this video interesting, please subscribe, please comment, please like. So we go back to our item category by purchase trend. So we want to see what should we add again. So in this case, we are going to add our 6 fulfillment rate. So we bring the 6 fulfillment rate down to this place and we put it in the secondary axis. Sales fulfillment rate. Let's look for it. So we'll put it in the secondary axis. So we have sales fulfillment rate 30.219 for each item. So we have to go back to the format and we have to change it to, let's go and change it to, let's go to the data value, data label, and before then, position, let's go to our value. This is purchase. So we are not using purchase, we need position, series to apply. This is fulfillment rate. So we want to have it. Let's go back to the value. So this is the value. We want to have it not in auto, we want to have it in million. Okay, million is not working. So we have it in none because it's in percentage. So you can see we have that is 30.27%, 13.91%. So these are the sales fulfillment rate. Thank you very much for taking this wonderful ride with me. Please, if you find this video useful, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe, please share, please like, please comment, and as well as click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So we're already done with the part 1 of our stock analysis. So the next thing we are going to go to, already we've done part 1, which is data preprocessing, and took us a while. Then we've done part 2. This is part 2, which is the first dashboard, report 1. Then we are going to have the report 2, which is going to be the part 3 of this video. So we are going to have report 2. Then after that, we are going to have the report 3, which is going to be either part 4 of it. I might decide to combine the part 1 and the report 1 together as one tutorial video. Probably that will help. And I can as well upload the data processing part 1 alone for people that actually need that to do some appending, do some cleaning, do some other stuff that you think you have to do in your data. So once again, thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. My name remains Peter Analytics. Once again, look forward to this second part, or probably the third part, which is the report 2. You're going to learn a lot from this tutorial. As I've said, this is what they actually need to be done, and that is what we actually did. This is what they want to see. They want to see purchase and sales trend, revenue trend, which we're giving it to them. They also want to see purchase, revenue, sales fulfillment rate by item category. That is what we put, that's what we are giving it to them. They want to see year over year, year to date of sales and revenue. They want to give it to them the inventory, which is the stock. They want to see the information about the stock that we are giving them, quantity available for them to see. So this is the quantity available for you to see. This is the quantity back order. We have to say that we have 0.38 back order that we have to fulfill, and the amount is 580 million. The quantity on hand is 67,753,000, so 49%. The quantity on hand on order, which is 150,024,000, something like that, 10%. So These are the information they actually need. And we have purchase, we have sales, we have purchase efficiency, we have sales average sales order, then we have sales. This is going to be open sales. I'm going to turn it to open sales. Thank you for taking this wonderful ride with me. See you.